let's start. Thank you so much for joining in. And to make sure, all of you have approached me asking me, you want to know more about Flame. And today we have Ms. Anju Deoskar with us. Okay. Miss Anju Deoskar comes from the third generation of the armed forces family and has been an educator for 18 lovely years. She has taught in prestigious IB schools like the International School of Bangalore, the Indus International School, before she moved into administrative and operational roles. She holds a long experience in both teaching and administration in the education landscape. She is currently working as Director of Admission Outreach at Flame University, Pune, and she's heading the outreach activities pan India and abroad, strategic planning and communication, along with many facets of the application and admissions process. She works closely with school counselors and educators of secondary school, offering various national curriculum boards and international boards. The best part that she says about her job remains to interact with students as we navigate their own unique college searches. And thank you so much, Anju, for taking out time, and you have taken out time to speak to our students. I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Anika. Thank you so much.
So, students, Ms. Viragi Javedi is the regional head of admissions outreach team of Flame University. She is a certified global career counselor with 14 years of work experience in higher education industry, overseas and India both. She has contributed towards the education sector of French Embassy and led the students recruitment project of a renowned European school of students with Indian and Asian nationalities for over a decade. Holding an executive education and business management and specialization degree in business French, Ms. Viragi is skilled in intercultural communication, marketing strategy, business development, and university collaborations. She personally enjoys guiding Indian students on university application and profile building, and she can also speak French language fluently. Handing over to you, Anju. Please take over.
Thank you. I'll just start sharing my screen. So, I'll come to the presentation directly. Now, Flame University, if, I don't know if you've found out or known that this was the first campus in India to start liberal education, a campus that truly offered liberal education. We are the pioneers of liberal education in India. And today down the line, and this was in 2007, and now we are here, almost in the second decade, and liberal education just seems to be the form of education which is absolutely mainstream, looked up, and has been promoted immensely by the within the national education policy also. So this just brings to say about what the university founders and management believes in. It was always a dream and vision to have a very, very futuristic and forward-thinking education, which actually makes an impact in a student's life, and not just go into your college to get a degree. This is just not about only degree. It's about really developing yourself. Now, liberal education essentially is important because today, when we talk about the 21st century skills, and this is a survey from National Association of Colleges and Employers, it's absolutely clear. Nowhere it's saying domain knowledge in all from top to bottom, right? It's talking about skills which are transferable nature. If you can work in team, you can work in team. If you can solve problem, you can solve any problem in any discipline. Your analytical and quantitative reasoning, your verbal written communication, a skill of taking initiative, not worrying about what the whether it's a successful initiative or it's there has to be an initiative, leadership. So these are the skills the world is asking. Are these skills taught? A big question. They're not really taught. They can't be taught in a class one-to-one session that, hey, we are learning about teamwork. You may learn one or two things about teamwork, but actually teamwork happens when actually you work with a team. Okay, and this can absolutely be embedded within your curriculum. While you're studying math, you could be working in a team. Or when you're studying a science chapter, you may be depicting maybe some strong work ethics or strong ethics. So these are the skills which can be absolutely transferred into any sort of skill. But now, how do you teach them? Is a big question. So when we're talking about liberal education at Flame University, these are the certain abilities that are actually cultivated. Again, not in a sit-alone silo classroom that, hey, today we're going to learn about leadership or resilience. No, it is absolutely embedded into the curriculum. And so any students going to liberal education university in India or abroad, they're essentially developing these skills, whether we talk about agility and flexibility to respond to challenges, or it's about solving complex problem, or it's about developing independent and collaborative work ethics, right? So what happens in the university at Flame University is it's a 4-year program where you have an exit option after 3 years. The first year essentially is about exploring, where every student who comes to the university applies to the university for an undergraduate program, okay? And we're not asking you to declare whether you're applying for a BBA or a BSc or a BA at the time of. We just want to know that you're coming for an undergraduate program. First year, students are going to invest their lot of time into exploring different disciplines along with developing certain skill sets. Second year, they're going to declare their major and minor. Within the next 2 years, they're going to do a lot of immersive experiences where it'll be a project, it'll be a internship, it'll be a social internship. And finally, if you choose to study on to the 4th year, automatically your degree, whatever your major is going to get converted into an honors degree. So this is basically how a 4-year at a university looks like. Now, this is something really important I'd like to spend a minute on. The university has 5 schools: School of Liberal Education, School of Computing and Data Science, School of Business, Communication, Design, Fine and Performing Arts. Now, if you go to a conventional university, you go to a university and register for a program. For example, I want to register for a BBA Communication. So I go to a university, I pick up those communication subjects, journalism, communication, marketing, whatever my subjects are, and I study only those. When you're at a liberal education university at Flame, you can pick up a subject from that particular area of knowledge, but also explore to take it with something in science or in humanities or social sciences, along with your communication probably. So in one place, you have access to all these 5 faculties. Okay. And the degree that you get, so liberal education is not a degree, it's a teaching, learning, pedagogy. The degree that the university gives is of a BA, BSc or a BBA. And of course, we also have honors in BA and BSc. The major minor combinations offered in the university are 350 plus. It is by like all facts, this is a university, one campus. You may have some university with multiple campus offering multiple program. This is one campus and we offer 353 major minor combinations. In these major minor, barring just a few of them, all of them would be subject agnostic. You may be a student of humanities, commerce or science. When you come to the university, you can literally study anything. Only for computer science and data science and economics, we need somebody who should have taken mathematics in their class 11th and 12th. Other than that, you can literally study anything that you want to come to the when you come to the university. Now, how do we make this happen? When you're in a school, you have a different kind of exposure to your academics. When you come to university, you're expected to be doing different things than probably you've not done them in school. So in the first year, you will acclimatize yourself to all the offerings that the university has. And remember, Flame has a huge number of choices. Now, in the first year, you're going to explore by studying, first of all, these 8 courses in your first year. Now, again, very interesting. University has students from CBSE, ICSE, IB, right? This group, we're from different cities, right? From different boards. In the university, multiply by a big number and then say that, hey, there's so many students from a small two-tier city in Jharkhand. There's also a student from a metropolis. There's also a student, international student from Dubai or somewhere else. So now all these different students from different backgrounds coming to study the similar subjects, they have to be equipped with certain skill sets where they can learn the subject better for which they've come to the university. So everybody takes these fundamental skill development courses in academic writing, critical reasoning, public speaking, digital literacy, introduction to applied ethics, literacy, financial literacy, environmental studies, and mental model. Now, these are all credit programs, not just one-day workshop where you say that, hey, you finished academic writing in one day. Well, that doesn't happen. You got to study it for one whole term. You got to sit in the professor's lecture for maybe 30 hours, do some 60 hours worth coursework, give an assignment, have an assessment, get your grades. And then you say that you've really learned what is academic writing. And well, now that I've learned, I can apply that in my film and television lesson. I can apply that in computer science, in economics, in finance, whatever I have come here to study, I can apply better. I've learned the skill of academic writing, which means I'll be able to learn and write better. Similarly, you do these courses in all of these 8 areas of skills, right? Now, and after that, in the first year itself, every student, irrespective, like I said, whether you come from commerce, arts, or science, every student has to pick up two courses from all of these 5 areas of knowledge, which is social science, global studies, humanities, physical, natural sciences, and fine and performing arts. Now, a student may or may not be a science student in your 11th and 12th, but you have to pick up a subject in physical and natural sciences. It could be what do these look like? So now, what we're saying is the school offers this much because it's governed by a board. University offers a lot more. So we want you to explore before you make a choice that this is what you want to study. It looks typically like this in your first year. Every student has to take some introductory courses from across the subjects that are mentioned here, right? How does it look like? Maybe I'm a student A, Sanika, student B, and Viragi, student C. Look at the variety that we have, right? All 3 of us are doing different courses under the same 5 areas of knowledge. Now, this is the very, very dynamic ecosystem in the university where you're exposed to different disciplines before we ask you to declare your major and minor. In the second year, you're supposed to declare 1 major and 1 minor out of all those 350 combinations that we have. This is the time after you finish your first year, we will ask you to declare a major and minor. How do normally things work here? How do you know what degree you're getting, right? So for example, I have, maybe international studies as my major. I choose to study international studies as my major, but at the same time, I want to do human resource as my minor. It's a beautiful combination. And we have students who work with you and with these, who study these combinations, right? So my degree will be of a BA because my major is international studies. But a friend of mine who has human resource as a major and international study as a minor, same subjects, but the major minor has flipped, then that friend's degree will be of a BBA because that friend is doing human resource as a major. And this is truly what is liberating education. There is not a fixed degree where I fit in myself. Here at Flame, it's the other way around. You pick what you want to study and the degree will become incidental. Okay. If I had, for example, applied mathematics as my major and my minor was economics, my degree would have been of a BSc. But if somebody else has economics as major and applied mathematics as minor, your degree will be of a BA. And your BA degree will say that you have studied applied mathematics, or your BSc degree will say that you've studied economics. So degrees are just not some random thing. It tells you what you have actually studied. So this is very interesting, and I'll take the questions in a bit. So this is the whole chart, the very popular chart where students go gaga over looking at this. So if you're looking at, say, the first one, finance on your left side, that's the first subject offered as a major, for example. And if you see the number which is written on the far right, it's 17. What does it say? It says that if I have finance as my major, I have 17 possible minor options. What are these? Applied mathematics, public policy, psychology, advertising and branding, digital marketing and communication, film and television management, journalism, environmental studies, computer science, international studies, sociology, economics, philosophy, dance, music, performing arts, design. Just imagine. Just imagine. And the best part is that you're going to decide this after you have spent 1 year in the university. Do you know the maturity you have at that time versus what you have now? It's very significant for us who see the students every day. We know the students when they come, we interact with them, and we talk to them after they finish the year. There's a whole lot of difference in their maturity, their understanding, and that is the time we ask students that now you declare what your major or minor is. Because if you go around asking my age group of people, what we studied and what we are doing, there's a complete disconnect in 90% of us. We don't do what we actually studied. Why? Because we just had to finish the school and we had to go to college. Nobody was asking us. Even if I said I studied economics, but I didn't know why I was studying economics. Do you know how sad that is? It was my time, my years in the university, but I didn't know why I was studying. And this is the big differentiator from conventional universities versus Flame, where every student spends so much of time in the first year exploring these areas and then coming and saying that, hey, you know what, I have to pick up, finance as a major, and with finance, I'm going to study environmental studies as my minor or whatever my choice is. So this is about the program. So apart from that, there is something very, very important which you must look at when you make a choice of your university, that how much exposure or opportunities are given into immersive experience. So far, right from school to your home to your counseling, everybody is just giving us information. We're taking information. We don't get an opportunity to really reflect upon what we have learned, right? And in this immersive experience, which is a credit program, by the way, and part of your undergraduate program in Flame, every student has to take these three immersive experience. Number one, social immersion, which is developmental activity programs, DAP, we call. Here, I have gained certain skill sets. I can maybe work great on communication, or I've learned some marketing techniques in some classes. Now I go to an NGO and I add value to their existing system. Okay. And here we want students to figure out and find out something that they care about. Everybody cares about something. Somebody may care more about environment. Someone may care hugely about education. Somebody may care about, women's safety. The 100 things that the society needs, educated people to come and make an impact. So we want you to figure out that one cause that you really care about. And then whatever you care about, you must get connected to the real industry and make a difference where you can actually, it has to have some sort of impact in what you do, right? So these immersive experiences will give you an opportunity to actually go and add value or change someone's life. And this is a mandatory thing. So, and especially so because I think every student who comes out of the university at some point in time will become a decision maker, will become a policy maker, will become an important member of a society. And we want at that time, you should be sensitive towards a different strata of people who live in your society. So this is a compulsory program. It's not an option, it's a mandatory program. So this takes care of your finding a cause, what you care about. The next one is completely based on research. And remember, I told you, you'll find very rarely few universities which allow research at the undergraduate level. At the university here at Flame, research is, a big focus for us at the undergraduate level. So much that there's a proper independent project, a group project, sorry, that the undergraduate students do. Now, this is again very interesting how we do it. I'm a major in finance. Maybe you are a major in computer science. Someone's major in marketing. Someone's major in design. Someone's major in something. And now all of this group of 7, 8 people will come together, and we will take up some field research, primary, secondary. Research will be done. You'll be making a documentary. You'll be writing a thesis about whatever your research question is. And if you go to the Flame YouTube channel and just type Discover India program videos, you can see some of them where students have done such a phenomenal job that based on that, they've gotten into universities like Oxford and stuff, and also back their jobs just based on their research work. So this is a very, very interesting thing. And I must add here that if I've asked a few students, alumni, and I asked them, what was the most interesting thing, or what is it that you remember from your undergraduate days? I'm talking about people who graduated like already 3-4 years ago. And 90% of them will say Discover India program. And some of them also say that it was actually quite a transformational experience, because you actually got onto the ground with the fund that the university has given, resources they've given, a professor who's doing a research in particular field himself or herself. They're your mentoring on the project. So it just opens up the way you think and how you look at things. So this is one thing. And the third part is, again, and these are very immersive, okay? I'm not writing a paper, I'm doing it. DAP, I'm doing it. Discover India program, I'm doing it. Summer internship, I'm doing it. I'm studying finance. I'm going into the industry to do with finance, and I work in the industry for at least 6 to 8 weeks to understand what the business or what the industry is. Are my skills, am I developing skill sets which are required by the industry? Do I need to learn something else? Can I learn still in my university? Do I need to go into my master's to be more ready for that industry? So you actually experience the entire 360 view of your own, like, your mind, body, and soul, where, socially you're awakened, technically you're equipped with research, and immersively, experientially, you've had an exposure into the industry. So now this is for just the grade 9, 10, 11 students. We do a 2-week on-campus, summer immersion program for the students who can come and get. So whatever I was talking about, the undergraduate program, if I take a mini slice of a pie, that's what exactly you experience, an interdisciplinary way of studying on campus for 2 weeks, so that you know what liberal education is actually about. Research, I think I've covered more so, but here there's another interesting point, because the university focuses a lot on research. There is an opportunity for a student to apply as a research assistant to a faculty. Okay, so we call them as RAs. So we have research assistant to the faculty, where if I'm a student of economics, I know my professor is doing a research in the same subject area, and then I assist the faculty in the research. And there are so many papers that the student and faculty are published together during that process. Students get, they write their individual theses and dissertations within the 4th year. Group collaborative projects, research funds, library is a beautiful resource. So research, then there's a huge amount of, because the program is rigorous, students, let me tell you very clearly, it's a rigorous program. And hence you will need support all the time. So we have something called as Writing Center, which is run by students who've almost mastered the art of writing. And these students run the club, because, if you're a first year student, you've come from, I'm just saying an example, okay, maybe you're from a state board or a CBSE board, or like, you come from a smaller town or even a bigger town where school did not expose you to, research and writing. And now you're suddenly given a assignment where you have to write 6,000 word, 12,000 word. What happens? And these students know plagiarism, they know academic honesty. So today you can't copy paste. The moment it lands in the professor's inbox, and she runs it through one the thing, they'll know where you've copied, from which site, what part you've copied. You immediately get to know, right? So writing is something that our students learn and really master in. Then, of course, the Q Center, where you may or may not be doing a subject to develop your quantitative skills or discipline, but you can still develop your quantitative learning experience by picking up certain courses and learning them in the Q Center. Our students do have an opportunity to do a global immersion. We typically call it a semester abroad program. It's not that every student who comes to Flame goes to these universities for a semester. It's on selection basis. You have to apply to the dean's office. They'll see your academic achievements. They'll map it with the university that you aspire to go, and then the students go there. Right now, we have students from Amherst and I think IE or Sianspo. I'm not very sure. We have students on campus from these universities who are on exchange as well. Students get an opportunity to present their research in international conferences. We also have students who are every year on year interning with the Wage Indicator Foundation Netherlands. Some of them who work for Wage Indicator now. This just goes to say that it's when you study at Flame, you are studying to not only just acquire knowledge, but you acquire knowledge, you process it, and you maybe develop some of your own. And that's what the purpose of coming to a university should be. Amazing faculty, a lot of distinguished guest speaker. All this information is on the website. I'm not going to stay here. Yeah, all of this is on the website. We've got a very beautiful, calm, and sprawling, huge campus, which automatically, the moment, and this I've heard from literally thousands of people who come to campus, over the year for campus. So the moment they set in their foot, they say that there's such amazing, calming, and positive vibe that you get in a university campus. There's so many quiet, silent spots where students can actually, use for their recreational as well as, to sit and study. Life at campus, there's never a dull moment. There is something or the other happening. And all the participants here, if you type Flame University on Instagram, I know all of you today use Instagram. Please see what all the university is doing just by following it, because there's so much happening in sports, in clubs, in the festivals, and now right now I know TEDx Flames about to happen. Guest speaker series are amazing. So there's a lot of action that's happening. In fact, if I have to just give it a percentage break sort of a thing, so I think it's only maybe 25 to 30% of your learning or doing is what happens in the class, and rest of it is throughout on campus throughout the year. So life is never a bore over there. As from diversity standpoint, we have students from 17 countries. These are Indians holding different passports. We have students from 170 cities, from almost all states, 700 unique different schools. So just imagine the diversity that we have on campus. What do these students do after they finish their graduation, right? But before that, I'll just like to back my, the major and the minor that you study with different combinations. Why is it important? Okay. And there's a book, it's called Psychology of Money. I'm forgetting the author's name. And, in just the first chapter, he goes to say that, the way finance is taught is more like a physics. Okay, there's a formula. It's a set formula. There's no changes in there, right? It's a fixed thing. It's a rule sort of a thing. However, he says that finance should be taught like history, where you have that room for prediction or reflecting on what has happened. So why I'm saying this is because people have made such huge blunders in finance, and I'm just sticking to one example, right? So what the national education policy and liberal education university like Flame says is that you will do a better finance if you've studied it along with maybe psychology or a history or sociology or a mathematics rather than just the finance. Because if you understand the society, the behaviors better, then you will probably give a better financial advice than somebody who just knows only finance. Similarly, somebody who's studying entrepreneurship, if he's taken classes in political science, sociology, or somebody journalism has, you've studied public policy. So you always draw more from the other subjects, other disciplines when you study one. And this is the way forward. Let me give it to you in a very, very confident statement. This is the future of education. Slowly, we're a large country. NEP already promotes this. We may be able to actually implement this in maybe 15, 20, 25 years, God knows. But this is the only way of education which is going to be, most relevant form of education. Where do these students go? These students go right from getting into the academia itself after your postgrad doctorate and get into the academia. You can go into the industry, technology industry, and entrepreneurship, journalism, business development, management, and the world is just literally, you can do anywhere. And these are literally the places where students from Flame have gone to work. And these are all names that one loves to see them on their university websites and things, but these are just an indicative list. There are hundreds more. So students who've studied liberal education, somebody who's not studied technology is working in the technology industry. Maybe somebody who's done business and finance is working at Amazon, or somebody who's not done technology is working in the technology industry. Same way, somebody who may not have studied media, maybe working in a media house. So this is the beauty of studying liberal education. And right from consulting, technology, financial service, think tanks, consumer industry, media, it's literally you can go and work anywhere. These are some of the students. I like to look at their trajectory, and we're developing more data to share now. So that's true, because we've also evolved a lot. So somebody who studied international studies as a major with open minor went to John Hopkins. I'm talking about Ashok Balu. And he's working in the UN now. I think he's moved to some other place. This is his previous designation and role. Similarly, if you look at Shweta Mulli, she studied international studies, went to did masters at Paul H. Nitz School of Advanced International Studies. John Hopkins University is an executive. She's working as a business development in executive Airbus Defense and Space. What has this got to do? So you have to really understand why you're studying and where you can implement or apply it. And that is what liberal education is. So Flame University this is my application deadline. 4th of December is our early decision deadline. That means we take the applications till midnight of 4th of December. After that, all those applications we cannot take applications in early decision. You can still choose online cycle 1, 2, 3, or 4. Students who finish their application will give their aptitude test within 6th to 11th of December. And after 11th, within 2 weeks, we give our decision. Same thing goes on similarly in all the cycles. Now, going back, what is your application? You have to register on the website, fill in your personal educational detail, pay 2,000 rupees as an application fee. Once you've paid 2,000 application, then your part 2 of the application opens, where you now submit your documents. For example, your grade 10, your Aadhaar, your, whatever other report cards or academic, non-academic achievement, your profile, you upload that. And then the last thing we ask you to do is a statement of purpose. We give you 3 cues where we want to know your views. And I always recommend, do not write it on the spot there. You see your questions, step out of your application, take a couple of days, write it yourself. You may have a counselor guiding you, show it to the counselors, take her feedback, take his feedback, but you must write it yourself. Once you've uploaded your statement of purpose and you to submit the application, and it says 100% application completed, and you download a copy for yourself, only at that stage the Office of Admission will look at your candidature for the undergraduate program. Now, once that is done, we take our own Flame entrance aptitude test. However, there are SAT takers who do not have to give the aptitude test, but they just give us an on-spot essay and an interview with the faculty. But for the aptitude test, it's a 100% online examination platform. You will get a feel of the platform when we send you the invite for feed. Once you've submitted, it's a 120-minute online test based on your verbal reasoning and quantitative abilities and general knowledge. In 120 minutes, your MCQ gets over. Then we give you 20 minutes to write on the spot essay, and then you submit. So now your feat is done. After you've completed your feat 100% till the essay, then only you will get a call for the interview. So once your interview is done, it's a personal interview with the faculty. Once that is done, then we give out a decision whether you've got an offer or you've got a offer along with the scholarship, because merit scholarship is something that students do not apply for at Flame University. We automatically give you a merit scholarship. So this is about the eligibility. Those of you who are in any national board, your eligibility is that you should have passed your grade 12 exams, and that you show us before you join the university. For IB students, we accept a diploma as a minimum requirement. For the ones who are from Cambridge board, you must have 5 subjects in your O levels, English included, and at three subjects at your advanced level. Someone who wants to study computer science, for example, I said, must have mathematics. Somebody who wants to study data science and economics must have a mathematics. Somebody who wants to do just economics major in the university, mathematics is a requirement. But if you've not done maths in your 11th and 12th, when you come to the university, you can take some math courses. Remember, in the first year, you're doing multiple courses. During that part, you can pick up more courses from mathematics. So this is about the scholarships. Merit scholarship, you automatically get. And when I'm saying automatically, people get 100% scholarship in merit, or you may just get 20% of your tuition, depending on your credibility, your academic profile. Now, because it's a merit scholarship. Need-based financial aid, if you are a person, if you're one of the students who got an offer, but you feel that the fee is too high for the family to afford, you can write to us to the scholarship committee, and then we'll give you a financial aid. For special talent, we have special scholarship. You're a national level basketball player, or you're a performer, or any one of these kind of talents, you apply for it. If you are an SAT taker and your score is 1300 above, and your parents' income is 8.5 lakh below, then you can apply to College Board, and you'll get a scholarship from the College Board, because we're members with the College Board. Annual fee structure is 9,90,000. This has to be paid either quarterly or half yearly. This includes every single expense a student can think of, right from your accommodation, your food, your program requirements, on-campus facilities, whatever it is, whether it's library, sports, anything that we have on campus. This is including everything. In the third year, the fee will be increased by 5%. The second year fee is the same as the first year fee.
Thank you so much, Anju, again. And thank you everyone for joining in. If you need any support, I have mentioned my number. Please do connect. If I don't know the answer, I'll make sure that I approach them and we get the answer for you all. And you all have a lovely weekend. Thank you so much again, Viragi and Anju, for taking our time.
Thank you, Sanika. Best
Most
wishes to the
welcome.
students.
Bye.